Oops. Hello, everybody. Hang on. I got a few things going on at the same time. I forgot one vital, important element to all of this. And it seems I forget every time, but there we go. And God said, let there be music. So, welcome, everybody. No, this is not the end of the show. Let me actually change that intro. So, if you're watching this, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for watching our show. We really do appreciate you guys' support. It is a morning. It is August 8th. Let's get to the news. But joining me to talk about everything news-wise is none other than Greg Dietz.
Hello.
And we got a lot of stuff today. And we won't take too long, because I want to go watch the International 5, and that's starting right now. So, yeah, let's get to it. All right, so where to start? I think we should actually start with last week's events. So SGDQ ended not too long ago, last weekend actually. And it was a great success. It was a great speed run overall of just the entire event. And the total amount of money they raised during that time, it was $1,213,011.89.
Damn, dude.
1.2. Dude, that was crazy. I didn't think they would get to a million.
Yeah, because I remember ADGQ being like, they were at like 500,000 by day 2. So when I saw that they hadn't even broke 100,000 in day 1, I was like, ooh, this is not going to go as well as previously. But sure enough, they fucking did it.
Yeah, it was nuts. Like it was funny because I was actually away. I was watching this on my phone, and I was actually getting some Chinese food, and I saw it happen. I was like, "Oh my god, they did it! They finally did it!" So yeah, it was crazy. They broke 1 million, and they kept on donating even after the fact. So congrats to HGDQ for raising that much money for cancer. So props for them for sure. This only makes me more excited for the next one, so definitely. So props to them for sure. So now we get to other events that have happened also recently in the game industry. Let me switch back to me. Okay. So, so this week is Gamescom. For those who don't know, Gamescom is a week-long gaming event, much like E3, but held in Germany. Microsoft has said it came out that they were holding some stuff for this week for Gamescom, and they showed up some stuff for the Microsoft press conference, announced a few things, and there were some games that were shown this week. To quickly touch base on Microsoft press conference, I watched it, and if I was a Microsoft Xbox owner, I'd be really, really excited about the lineup they have coming up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree. It's that's the thing that a lot of people want to shit on something that they think is, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because like I've always been a supporter of all the consoles. I'm in no way, shape, or form an elitist or somebody who's like, well, I'm only going to follow this company because I like this company. I will follow the company that I think is doing the best job. And as it stands right now, I think that honestly Microsoft is doing the best job. Do I think that they have just simply the best games? No, but do they have the games I'm most excited for? Yes. So, and what they showed at Gamescom was truly amazing, and I like the game that had me the most excited was Crackdown 3.
Yeah. Crackdown 3 looks good. I think there's several highlights for me that kind of stood out during that Microsoft press conference. I think that one of them, I mean, like the silliest one, I think was Rash from Battletoads being in Killer Instinct, announced that same day, which I think is hilarious. But the other thing that just kind of, Quantum Break looks really good. I'm a huge Remedy fan. I love Alan Wake, so seeing Quantum Break and what they're planning to do with it looks really cool.
We'll see about that one. I honestly, I'm skeptical on that one, but the idea is there, and that's what I like.
Oh yeah, definitely. The other game that I think was pretty cool seeing there, I'm trying to remember it. So, I think one of the surprises, and it was funny because I was watching the Giant Bomb crew watch it and talk over it, and kind of one of the big surprises there was like, Halo Wars 2 was announced. Like, in my opinion, I feel like, my feeling about the game was like, it did pretty okay on console. Honestly, I would have loved to play it on a PC because it's more for an RTS style, but it was on console exclusive.
Well, it was definitely designed for a controller.
Yeah,
not a mouse, but I get what you're saying.
Right. So they announced Halo Wars 2 for Xbox One and for PC, Windows 10. So, and speaking of which, there's a lot of games were announced this week that were Windows 10 exclusives were coming. So they're really pushing that Windows 10 platform since they just launched it not too long ago. And they came out and saying like, look guys, it's actually a thing. It's not screwed up and messed up like last time. So, trust us on this one. And the jury's still out after what happened last time. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, sure, we trust you. But overall, I think that what they had showed at the press conference was just really good stuff. I mean, it makes me question Sony a bit. It's like, what's coming down for them? I saw a few games that I know that are coming that are exclusive. So,
right,
yeah. But yeah. So out of this week as well. So the big announcement I think for Fallout fans this week, and this was a bit of a surprise for me too, is that Fallout 4 it's coming out this year. Is going to hang on a second. That is going to be level cap will have no level cap, meaning that you can level up as long as you want, and the story will continue on however you want it. So in a way, it kind of becomes like an MMO type of game. Not that it kind of already is, but like even more so. That's nuts. That's pretty crazy to think about.
I actually think that's kind of cool because, like, I mean, let's say you decide to never play that game to completion. You just like being a fucking farmer or some shit, right?
Yeah. And
you spend all this time leveling your character, and I'm like, the completion of, I got to the next level is so much fun. Telling players that there's a point where they can't do that anymore, not as much. So I think allowing players to indefinitely level up is a really cool feature. Now I'm pretty sure that like when you get to some of the higher levels, it takes like a year to level up, but right. We'll see. I think that's actually a really brilliant idea. Just simply based on what you can do in the game and how much you can do in the game versus just doing story, So, I think my thing for like Fallout, and I think I talked about this before. It's a really cool game, and I have a lot of respect for the company making it, and I think it's awesome that people want to play it. It's certainly not the game for me per se, just because, it's just too overwhelming. There's just too much in the game. But I can imagine somebody going, "Oh, I'm going to play this forever."
Agreed. I think this is one of these games where, I think this is one of these games where like it can definitely be played forever. It's almost like, in a way, what was that? What was that game? Something Sky. It's about the game where basically it's a space game and you get to discover planets and try and get center.
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, No Man's Sky. It basically reminds me a bit of that because No Man's Sky is like a game that's about space and exploring, and you can do like whatever you want in the span of the universe.
I guess my big question about No Man's Sky, and well, not No Man's Sky. Sorry, God damn it, Anthony. My big question about Fallout 4 is like, are enemies gonna level with you? Are you gonna hit a point where you're just so powerful that nothing is even a remote challenge now?
That is a good question because like the thing about Fallout 4 is like I would have said that maybe I might have an issue if it was like taking that online aspect, but because it's a single player game, I think they've kind of figured that will happen and that will level the enemies up accordingly. My guess is you know, but yeah, Fallout 4. I'm gonna get it, so I'm pretty excited. So this game, okay, I questioned this game when I was at Comic-Con. I played it one of the levels, which I think was like a bad level to show off. But after this week, I now have came back and said, okay, I'm still really excited for this game, regardless of what I've experienced myself. So I'm not sure if you saw this, Greg, but like, did you see the Star Wars trailer from this week?
For
Battlefront.
I mean, I saw a trailer.
Oh my god.
The trailer you're talking about.
So, the trailer that I'm showing you guys right now was the dogfight.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I saw. Okay.
Yes. Oh my god. So, I was at work, and I saw, this. I saw this came up in the news feed. It's like, oh, let's check it out. My god, this trailer, this game, it had me like the same feeling I had when I watched the Star Wars Episode 7 trailer for the first time. Like, everything that they showed in this trailer is so good. The dogfight, everybody, trying to kill each other. The moment where the Millennium Falcon comes in and like Han Solo says, "Don't tell me the numbers." So it's like, oh my god, it hit everything. I mean, given the fact, it could be just hitting on my nostalgia, but still, like, everything that it looks like it was from the movie, nailed it really, really good. So,
sure. I mean, I my big thing is that, like, as rad as it looks, because it's like they were like, oh, no space battles, but we got something else for you, which I think is a really cool idea. I think the important thing, by the way, I am tired right now, so if I just kind of whatever. My big concern is if the controls suck, game's gonna suck.
That is true. There's a fear. When I played it when I played at Comic-Con, like, it was I was using the PS4 controller, and it was heavily aim assisted. I couldn't turn it off. And the controls were all right. I mean, like, as far as terms of, like, how a person should aim and shoot a gun on a controller. But, like, yeah, like, I agree. If it messes up there, it may falter. Although we'll see how things turn out. What they showed so far, though, they've been hitting it out of the park. So, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely see how that goes. All right, so this next one, I'm actually it's pretty cool. The fact that this is actually a thing. I'm not sure this started during SGDQ or it was like before that, or even something that's been around for a while. But there's a bounty for $1,000 for anybody, or apparently this guy who put up a video in terms of trying to find a glitch in the Super Mario 64 run to make to get a faster time than what is out there as the best world record. So the cool thing is, like, I've been seeing like some speedrunners putting out bounties, especially in SGDQ, that if you can find this glitch or find a way to get through this, I will pay you this amount of money. And that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty awesome in a way to really have people really I wouldn't say motivation, which it is already, but like even more motivation to really help out with the speedrun and the community. Because the speedrun community is already pretty cool, and they are already pretty dedicated to speedrunning, said game. But adding in like an incentive of money also helps too. So I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know if you heard, but it was just rewarded last night.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Wow. What was it? Like, what exactly?
Okay, so the glitch itself, I don't know if you've heard about it at all, is a clipping glitch on. Oh, you kind of just showed it.
Oh, did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's when there's two ledges like this, and there's a wall right here, so I can't do it with my hand because I don't have three things to show. But let's say it's like that, and Mario's down here, and he jumps here, basically on this part. This one corner,
right?
And there's a wall up here, or there's a ceiling up here. If you hit this corner just right, it'll glitch Mario up, and he'll be on top of this part up here as if he grabbed onto the ledge.
Oh, nice.
And if done in the right spots of certain games, it can boost Mario so high up that you just get to the star.
Nice. Awesome.
And previously it was an unknown glitch that people could not figure out. So they put out the bounty, and someone sure enough found it.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. If this is more of a neat thing that continues with the speedrun community, I think it's cool. I think it's fun too to put out a bounty for a glitch if anybody can find it, because they're all in it together to really speedrun and get the fastest time on a game. So that's pretty cool. I really enjoy that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So let me hang on a minute. So hang on a minute. Stats viewership. So Evo happened. We talked about it in length, I believe a week or two ago. But what wasn't discussed or was recently brought up, I think Twitch brought up the numbers, but Twitch brought up the viewership numbers of Evo for this year. So, Greg, I'm going to ask you, how many unique viewers do you think were watching Evo altogether in the span of the weekend?
I'm gonna wager a guess and say 1.5 million.
If you doubled that, actually, it was unique viewers. 3,888,620 was the total number. Under 4 million, just barely under 4 million. And then in total views of everything, it was 18,854,340. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
So, what does that tells us? It tells us that people watch Evo. But more on the serious side, it just tells us that Evo is definitely the Super Bowl of fighting games. It is definitely an event that people come together and watch. Like, there are definitely people who have no idea or have very little information what's going on, but still watch, because with fighting games it's easier to kind of dissect and like figure out, like, okay, so this guy is beating up the other guy and his health bar is going down and he has to find a way to do that, rather than watching League of Legends or Dota 2 where you have to kind of already know or kind of get it just watching the first couple games. So yeah, it was cool. It was definitely really cool to see that the viewership levels were pretty high up there. I would assume that, like, the International 5, which we'll talk about in a bit, for all this week has gotten probably twice as much as Evo does, because Dota 2 is really, really popular. But yeah, it's cool. Awesome. Good stuff to Evo and the staff, everyone there. So,
yeah, that's rad. I mean, it's definitely a thing that's here to stay.
Definitely. Not to mention the fact that, I guess, and not to come back to this argument, like, again, we don't need TV for this. We have Twitch, we have streaming services to watch this. So,
However, when bringing up TV, certain shows out there that they only get 1.2 million unique viewers, and things like this get higher. It's clearly things are changing.
Oh yeah, the way the TV is going out the window. Let's see. So I'm gonna talk about a game that has been around for a very long time, and the fact that it is still around, and I'm just surprised on how many people still play the game. So let me put this in the current topic. So the game I'm talking about is WoW. And WoW has just recently announced their new expansion pack. Get up the B-roll footage for that, actually. Where are you? Oh, here are. Labeled WoW. So they just announced their new expansion pack called Legion, which is kind of harkening back to kind of the original stuff when they first started the game out, talking about the demon hunters, and it's actually a new class that was revealed. You could be a demon hunter as well, which is the guys with like the two blades on their hands. It's just kind of crazy to think about. WoW is still regularly played, and right now their subscriber numbers is down from what they were once before, but still 5.6 million subscribers is still a crap ton of people. And yeah, they this game, this company has been around for a while, and this game people play still to this day, and it's crazy to think that there's still a good amount who are, and Blizzard, is still supporting the game for how many years? Like, I feel like it's over 10 years this game has been out for. Because I remember they came out, I want to say they came out in 2004, but I'm actually check right now. It's crazy though. It's cool though that the fact that it's one of the probably the longest running MMO that has ever existed to survive this long. And out of all the supposed WoW clones or WoW killers that came out afterwards, claiming to beat WoW and take over the reins on that, failed each time. So let me bring back to me since that trailer ended. So just a quick note: World of Warcraft was originally released November 23rd, 2004. This game has been around for 11 years. Oh man, so yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah, I had my fair share of WoW when it first came out. I played a little bit when it came out, but then I never got into it because MMOs for me, and I have this thing with MMOs. Like, I would never play an MMO for the sake that then I won't have time to play other games, because then I feel like WoW or any particular MMO would just take a lot of my time. So, but it's cool the fact that it still exists, and the fact that it's been over 10 years and they're still earning a lot of money out of that thing. So yeah. All right. So where should we go from here? So okay, going back to Gamescom. This week, obviously, a lot of stuff were announced. A lot of stuff has been shown off. One of the things for Halo 5 that was recently shown off was that in Halo 5 they said that it's twice the size of the Halo 4 campaign, including the map size as well. And for those who don't know, Halo 4 was pretty good amount, decent size of a game. Like, I wouldn't say it was like huge or anything, but I feel like kind of much in line with the other Halo games. My feeling of what they're trying to saying that Halo 5 is going to be twice the size as Halo 4 is, my guess is fact because they have two campaigns running. They're going to have the Master Chief campaign, and they're going to have what's his name? The other guy. I'm totally blanking on the name, but like the other protagonist who's out to look for Master Chief and try to kill him per se. So I'm not surprised, if they come out and say that, and that's the reason for it. It's cool. More Halo. So.
Yeah, I've said this before, and I've talked about this a little bit, but Halo Wars was definitely not something I enjoyed. Could have been my fault because I wanted a StarCraft clone, and that's not what I got.
Yeah, it was much different than the usual StarCraft. It was, I don't know what you call it, like the poor man's RTS. Like it was an attempt to have an RTS, but it was constrained by the console. Again, then they're releasing Halo Wars 2 on PC later on when it comes out. But yeah, I agree. I think that Halo Wars was a game I think I would love to have played on PC or anywhere else. Since it harkens back to the original roots of Bungie and what they tried to correct. Even though it's made by a different company now. But yeah, getting back to Halo 5, like Halo 5.
Sorry, I spaced and thought you were talking about Halo Wars.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But getting
I'm really tired. I didn't get much sleep last night, and I've been up since 7, so I'm like,
okay, gotcha.
But Halo 5 looks awesome, and I can't wait, regardless of anything.
Definitely. It's one of those games I really feel like I need to find a friend or somebody's console so I can go and borrow to play just for a weekend so I can beat the campaign. Because I don't have an Xbox One, I have a PS4, so I made that jump. I made that decision, and I kind of regret it. So, yeah, Halo 5 looks really, really good. And I expect no less from the guys at 343. Well, actually, I'm a bit cautious because of what happened last time with the Master Chief Collection, but we'll see how that goes. Next, I want to bring up. So we talked about this last week about Kickstarters, about kind of how I feel about Kickstarters now becoming a pre-order incentive for some games now, and they're still getting published, even if it's not funded. So this late example was like Red Ash wasn't funded in concept. They failed on their Kickstarter, but then was picked up by a Chinese company to help produce. I think it's just a game. I'm not sure if it's for the animated series as well. It might be both. And this was by Keiji Inafune, the guy who made Mega Man. And Red Ash is a spiritual successor to Mega Man Legends. But the problem what he did is that he announced this Kickstarter while Mighty Number 9 has not been released or has not come out yet. And it was recently announced, and it was rumored last week, but it's now confirmed that Mighty Number 9 has been delayed till 2016. The reason why gamers are up in arms about this is the fact that he announced 2 Kickstarters when the original Kickstarter game that he was working on has not come out and been finished yet. It's kind of like, in a way, like you charge me for a meal, and then you charge me for something else when I haven't gotten my meal yet. I'm not sure how good this meal is to me. Like I'm sure how tasty it is. So how am I going to critique and have faith in you rather than the nostalgia? So people were pretty upset, and they showed during that Red Ash.
There was so I'm gonna kind of preface this with something. Mm-hmm. There was a comic that came out the other day that I read that I thought was really interesting. And it showed like, again, all drawn, so just go with me here. It showed Number 9, Mighty Number 9, or what's his character's name? Volt.
I forgot. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the main character.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but anyway, it shows him standing next to 2 doors, and the text reads, Mighty Number 9 had a dilemma on his hands. He could release his unfinished game with some bugs, or delay it a little bit and release it with some polish. But he had to choose very carefully. And the second panel was essentially the two doors went to the same one room with people holding pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, I saw that comic. For those who don't know, that's how it's nerfed now.
This is something that I like to point out when it comes to Red Ash. I have no idea what Red Ash is supposed to be. If it's supposed to be like basically like Zero or some shit, but I think the problem here is that people are going to get mad no matter what. Now, Mighty Number 9 is going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, that's without a shadow of doubt. People have gotten a chance to play a level or two from the game. People know how good it is. It's not... To me, it's not something that you need to sit there and get angry about. It's not something that you need to sit there and go like, well, I don't want to buy it because I feel like I'm getting ripped off if I purchase it and like money or not purchase it, but I fund the Kickstarter for a different game and the previous game isn't as good. Do you sit there and go, well, this one guy, you know, like Bungie, all right? Let's say Bungie, for example.
Okay.
Bungie's released Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and they're all really solid games. They all play well, they're all good. You really enjoy them. As a gamer, you're like, these are awesome. Then they release Destiny, and you're like, I didn't like Destiny. Just didn't like it. Wasn't my type of game. No thanks. When they release Destiny 2, do you go, fuck off? No. You go, well, I'm going to give Destiny 2 a shot because I still have faith in Bungie. They may have released one turd, that doesn't mean they're going to release another turd. To say that Inafune, let's say Mighty Number 9 does suck. Let's say it's not good, right? Just throw it out there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll play yeah.
Right. He still made a ton of other Mega Mans that are amazing. It's not like all of a sudden he just lost the ability to make games, and if he did, so what? Like, you have faith in Inafune. That's what this comes down to.
Right.
If Inafune says, my game ain't ready, but it'll come out, then give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Look, I'll always be on the side of developers. I'm always going to be on the side of those people. Unless it's Phil Fish, he can go fuck himself. But developers to me, developers are no different than other people who make entertainment. All we want is to make a solid product for people who want to play fun things. When they put out said product and they get a lot of negative feedback for a simple thing, it's bullshit. For example, just to give you an idea what the fuck I'm talking about. The Game Grumps, okay?
Okay.
They put out 3 Let's Plays every day. Mm-hmm. Sometimes more than that. And, sometimes they have to play to the whim of certain things or like... So they did a Let's Play in... Trials Fusion, and oh boy, was it awful. It was not good. And I think what was frustrating about it was the fact that they didn't know what they were doing because they were trying to be funny and they weren't reading any of the prompts, but then sitting there saying like, I don't know where to go and what to do. Now, I will give them this. Sure, the game should just let you play and stop sitting there and telling you exactly what you need to do in terms of buying a new bike and all that shit. Just let you play the game. It's kind of nonsense. But they also should have been paying attention to those prompts, even if they are filming a Let's Play. Or at least one of them should have played beforehand, you know? But during said Let's Play, like all that aside, during said Let's Play, Ross forgot to have a thing pop up or a screen or something or have it blurred out. His information about his Steam information, right? Like a code or some shit at the bottom of the screen.
Uh-huh.
So about 6 minutes into the 10-minute episode, that's when they notice it, and Aaron makes a joke about putting up an ad for Wendy's. It's a joke. No more, no less.
Right.
But it was there for the first 6 minutes of the episode with no context.
Huh.
Instead of people watching the entire episode, they just hit the down like button. Or the downvote button, whatever you want to call it. Because they immediately thought that they were advertising, that they were sellout shills. This kind of relates to the thing with Mighty Number 9 and what's going on with that. Inafune is not trying to fuck you over. He is not trying to screw you over. He's not trying to cheat you. Like, he didn't take your money and he only made 2 levels of Mighty Number 9 and is trying to, cut his way out. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that he wants to make sure the product is solid. And the reason I bring up the Game Grumps story is because no matter what you do as an entertainer, no matter what you do, you're always going to get negative flack. Period.
Yep. Agreed.
And he can sit there and try and try and try to appease the crowd, and it's never going to work. Mm-hmm. Like, sure, there are a lot of people out there who are like me, who are like you, who are just like, we want Mighty Number 9, dude. Like, just hurry up.
Right.
Like try to get it fixed. Like, okay, all right, delay is fine. 18 delays is okay. Just, get it working. We just want to play your game, man. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. To sit there and say like, all right, we just want to play the game. I see no issues with that.
Right.
To sit there and be angry or to give the middle finger when he starts another Kickstarter, it's ridiculous. Also, has it been confirmed or not that it's been delayed?
Yes, it has definitely been confirmed that it was being delayed until 2016. The thing, I agree with everything you say, Greg. Like, I think that it's 2 things. It's like, I think, at least in this generation, or my generation, actually, to be honest, this entitlement that's kind of has a lot of gamers to like say like they're entitled to said game and it should be coming out in this and this and this. I will agree with the fact that no matter what Infinity does, the guy who makes Mega Man, or any entertainment creator, like artistic wise, you're definitely you can't please everybody. You can't please the crowd, everyone at the same time. You're still gonna have detractors one way or another. I think, and it's all true. I just think that people are just not upset particularly. Well, actually, they are. People are upset the fact the game's not out yet, but they're more upset at the fact that the game is not done yet. You announced another game that you're working on, when the first one hasn't been released or finished yet. We don't know exactly how big his team is. Maybe he has a team working on Mighty Number 9, and then he has another team working on the Red Ash game. So we don't know exactly the full details of how that's going to be, but time will tell. It just kind of leaves a bad taste in the mouth for some people, and I can understand that point too. So, I don't know.
I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a really hard time with that whole like, it leaves a bad taste in someone's mouth when. I think the reason I have a hard time with it is because to sit there and say that it leaves a bad taste in your mouth is to basically say that you're getting ripped off or you're getting screwed over by somebody who's trying to entertain you. And to me, that's not fair. I mean, what if tomorrow, Anthony, we decided that for this show, we were going to change up the format. And now it's all about just Sailor Moon, right?
Okay.
And that's and the reason that you changed it was because all of a sudden you saw an audience for Sailor Moon,
okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And all of a sudden, 20 to 30 people started screaming and yelling at you for it. Would you think that's fair?
I think
this leaves a bad taste in my mouth because I paid for your Patreon.
I think I think what had happened is that it reminds me of the Oculus Rift thing when it was sold to Facebook. Like, people donated money for it to have developed to be more of a gaming product than having it become something else. If that ever happened to us, I can understand people why they would be upset. It's like, I followed you guys for this content, not particularly for seeing you guys talk about Sailor Moon. I was duped in a way. But then again, as creators, we can change whatever artistic direction we want. It's our thing.
Right. My point is you and I, we do this podcast and we sit there and say like our opinion on something, and 9 times out of 10 I'm very like, oh, people suck. But from the standpoint of a consumer, the thing that speaks volumes is purchasing or like if we change to just Sailor Moon stuff, right?
Yeah. And
let's say we had 20 to 30 Patreon people, throwing money at us.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, like 20 of those 30 decided to stop doing Patreon, and we were down to 10. Mm-hmm. That would speak to you more than if we just got a bunch of fucking hate comments and hate mail, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be like, oh shit, like maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe we should have stuck to what we were doing because people seem to like that. Like, that's my point. Is if you don't like what Inafune is doing, just don't fund the Kickstarter. Don't buy Mighty Number 9. That speaks way louder than if you just go, I hate you. Here's money.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
which is what people are doing.
Yeah. I think the one thing that's interesting is the fact that people will still pay for something that they're critical of. I think if there's one weird thing about gamers is like they'll still buy the game even if they, regardless of what's happening in the background sometimes. Unless it's well, even then, shit. I'll say, unless it was Konami, of all the stuff they've been going through. But then again, people are going to buy the crap out of Metal Gear Solid 5. I'm going to buy MGS 5. Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting how gamers are and how much money
I know that people really want Metal Gear Solid 5. And I've said this before. Buy Metal Gear Solid 5 and then nothing ever again from Konami.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like, because that's the thing, is like Metal Gear Solid 5 is still Kojima's product. It is still a thing that he's making, or he made. His name may be taken off of it, but the game's already finished under his tutelage, so it's done. And you are in a sense supporting him on a fundamental level, but you are also still supporting you're still supporting Konami, and that's not something you want to do.
Yeah.
So, like it's a double-edged sword, and you just kind of have to take it as that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, it's kind of interesting how the demographic of gamers do with their money. Yeah, but yeah, getting back to my number 9. It's been delayed. And I just have to wait until it comes out. So, yeah. And what's funny, and not to drag this on a little bit longer, but like, hang on. So the funny thing is, like, I think it was like, remember, Greg, I told you like the first, I told you when we made it on YouTube, is like when we first got our bad comment on YouTube about one of the podcasts or something like that, and it was just like I looked to you, was like, hey, we made it. We got our first bad comment.
Nah, that was a while
great.
Ago. I don't remember what the comment was. It was something I said, right?
I think it was
some opinion I had, and people were just like, "No, you're wrong, and you're an idiot." And I'm like, "Yeah, well."
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. So, there's one more topic on this list I have on here. Actually, I have 2, but I'll show it in the later on. So, this week, I'm just gonna put TI 5. This week is the International 5, and for people who don't know, you thought EVO, the weekend of the Super Bowl of fighting games happening, was a thing. The week after, it was kind of, to look at this entire month, or the month of July/August, it has been a great month for gaming in terms of competitive sports. So not only did we start off with EVO, we got SGDQ the week after, and then this week we have the International 5, which is like a week-long Dota 2 tournament. Think of this as the Super Bowl of Dota 2. And I've been watching some of it this past week. I don't play Dota, but I watch enough to just kind of get the gist of what's going on. I actually have a favorite team in this race, and being a homer, United States, it's EG. Which they're playing right now. Actually, they're playing against what was it? VG Gaming? No, it was some other Chinese team. I can't remember the full name. Anyways, so this week's been an entire week of that. The prize money is ridiculous. In total, the prize money for this tournament is $18 million. First prize, I believe, it gets around $6 million, which divide that by 5. Every person on that team will be a millionaire when walking out. And they were even talking about in the semifinals or even the quarterfinals, people are still going to walk away with millions of dollars. So it's crazy to think about, and it's really cool that amount of money is being earned or being won. But it's been really interesting. I've been learning a lot of Dota 2 this week. It's a game that I probably won't get into, but it's cool to kind of see and check out. And it also is,
I certainly won't be watching it.
Right, for sure. I plan to watch. Actually, once this is over, I'll probably start watching Dota 2. I think the reason why I bring this up is the fact that it does in terms of the esports in general. I don't when it comes to as a whole. I think a lot of people who are part of other esports areas, FGC, first person shooters, just Hearthstone. I feel like everybody comes together and supports, this one big event or several big events to support the scene of having esports become a big thing and having these viewership numbers. And Dota 2, the international this week has been pretty much like that. The one thing that has kind of surprised me is that it's not necessarily the gameplay, but the presentation of it. It's just really, really well done. The going back to the commentators booth, where it's literally like ESPN, literally down to different camera shots of each commentator talking about their opinion about the game and what their analysis is. Going back to the replay, it's really well done. The production value is ridiculous. And yeah, it's been great. And the other thing is the fact that every time they switch to the commentators booth in the main area of the game, or on the main floor room, you see people hold up signs behind them, and there's some of the ridiculous, hilarious signs. There was one moment where this guy he was just sitting there, and he just slowly lifts up Kappa, and everybody in the chat was Kappa, 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 Kappa. But it's been really, really cool. And I plan to watch it. Hopefully USA pulls it out. Hopefully we have a USA team win something this year, because so far this year we have done jack shit. we've been losing a lot of games this year, so I'm hoping for at least one game we'll win, but we'll see. They're playing against two very, very good Chinese teams. So yeah, International 5 is happening this week. Today's the finals. So if you guys want to watch it, definitely check out twitch.tv/Dota2TI after this. Actually, I might just host it, actually. So I'm just stay on this page if you want to watch it. But that's going to do it for us. Before we close out everything and all the stuff that we've been talking about, I need to pause this music to do this. So We recently launched a Patreon page, and actually, I have a trailer for that. Where are you? There we go.
Hey guys.
Okay. Oops.
It's me, Anthony. You know the guy who works on the website? Kind of owns it, goes to conventions? Yeah, that guy. Anyways. So, there's a reason why I'm making this video. There's a reason why you hear my voice. All you see are images and videos of what we've done over the past couple of years. And it's to say that, well, over the past couple of years, we brought you guys great memories through our video work, through our website, of just conventions we've been to and events we've covered. And we enjoy what we do, don't get me wrong. I think that we'll still continue what we do right now, with just more emphasis on everything we're working on right now. But to be honest, everything that we've done so far has been out of our wallets. You know, we all have jobs, but we're paying out of our wallets and cash. We do get the occasional people with ads who want to put on the site, but nothing too big. Otherwise, you know, we'll be attending more. So, in an effort to help you guys, help us again in terms of going to more events, covering more conventions, possibly creating more content for you guys, we're starting a Patreon page. And by doing so, we've listed all the different tiers which you can subscribe to. Anything can range from like being a guest on one of our podcasts, early access to our videos, early access to our photo shoot photos, you name it. Also, you can support us in many other ways. On our YouTube channel, you can click on the donate button and donate however much money you want to us for our content we produce on our YouTube channel as well as on our website. Also, you can support us by buying one of our t-shirts on Teespring. We have 3 t-shirts available for you guys to buy, and they are MSP exclusives. You will currently find them on Teespring's website, and from there, all the money will go towards us. It'll help us also use the money to go to more conventions, get better equipment, and just be a better overall site. So again, thank you guys for really supporting us from the very start. And right now, we're kind of in your hands. And with that, we'll see you guys next time.
And there you go. So,
Heyo.
yeah, that is our Patreon page. I posted the link in the chat for those who want to check it out. And I'll actually show you right here, actually, on the side. Let's see, can I do this? Oops. Nope. No. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we have a Patreon page. Here it is. Bam. Look it up on our website. We also have it on our YouTube channel, but we have one on Patreon. Just look up Mission Start Podcast. We have different tiers in terms of what you can get for $1, $5, $15, as high as up to $100 per month. But yeah, definitely support us, guys. We are definitely launching this thing, and we'll see how things go with it. But yeah. Nothing much to say. Then support us. Give us your money. So let me put the music back on. All right, now we can go end the show. So before we end the show, actually, before I do that, Greg, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Tumblr. Why did I say Tumblr first? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. Just search Chub Rock Geek, and you'll basically find me anywhere. I stream every Saturday night, so tonight to be specific, on Half Empty Energy Tank stream. I'm gonna try to start streaming more on my Twitch channel, but we'll see. I have quite a few reviews coming out on Mission Start. Mission Start. So keep an eye out for that. That's about it.
Awesome. You can follow me on Twitter at Defective Naruto. You can follow the work that me and Greg do on our website at missionstartpodcast.com. And also, if you enjoy this podcast, if you enjoy the audio and video of this sexy-ass podcast, check out our podcast on our website at missionstartpodcast.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes and Stitcher. Just look up Mission Start Podcast. If you enjoy convention talk, if you enjoy us talking about our recent experiences at a convention, a critique, if you will, of said convention we just been to, Check out the con over. Recently, we put up the latest episode was us talking about Comic-Con and our experiences there, and damn, we survived somehow. And if you enjoy comic books, entertainment, HBO, movies, all that good stuff, be sure to check out the Rolling 20s, hosted by Jeremy Wilson, on our website at missionstarpodcast.com, as well as on iTunes and Stitcher. And that's going to do it for us. So, if there's going to be a show next week, maybe. And I only say that because I'm going to a NorCal gathering next week. So, but I'm pretty sure we might have to schedule something to record early and have it possibly broadcast. Who knows? We'll figure something out. Until then, we will see you guys next time. And, yeah, support us on Patreon.